Season's greetings from cold Strasbourg, where we had full plenary agenda to tackle amid the sprawling Christmas markets. The headlines: MEPs vote to usher in the second phase of Brexit negotiations. We continue to ratchet up pressure, stop the genocide against the Rohingya, and the Sakharov Prize for Freedom of Thought is awarded to Venezuela's democratic opposition. Most in this House are moving on, but Brexit was briefly on the agenda this week. A whopping year and a half after the referendum, we finally saw some progress in the Brexit negotiations. After a weak and chaotic, Theresa May was kicked around by the DUP and her own party's Eurosceptics. The government finally agreed the three fundamental requirements to begin negotiating a new trade deal with Brussels. MEPs debated the solutions and we voted to usher in phase two, the future relationship. The really hard part of negotiation is only just beginning. It will not be helped by the ambiguity of the deal reached by the PM, especially with regard to the status of the Irish border, an issue that is key to maintain peace and stability in our country and Ireland. And yet, in another new chapter of the never-ending story, David Davis versus reality, we saw the Brexit minister scrambling to mend relations with Brussels after his loose lips nearly undermined everything that had been agreed. Davis's claim that a future trade deal would be on the table the day after Brexit was dismissed by the EU's chief negotiator, Michel Barnier. Maybe Davis was attempting to divert attention from his lies to the House of Commons about doing impact assessments of the Brexit for vital sectors in the UK. This deal means more smoke and mirrors. The government is sticking to ambiguous words like alignment and divergence. This is to avoid commitment and blur understanding. Where do we align? Where do we diverge? Not sure. For Labour MEPs, it's not acceptable to diverge on workers' rights or product safety. And how can we have different rules for one UK citizen in Northern Ireland and another in Birmingham? Beyond Europe, the fate of Rohingya in Myanmar and the more than 500,000 refugees in Bangladesh are rightly at the top of our agenda. Together with colleagues, I have written to the EU's Foreign Policy Chief, Federica Mogherini. This House voted on a resolution to increase pressure on Myanmar's authorities and military to bring a halt to the atrocities and ensure that the Rohingya refugees can return in a safe and voluntary manner with guarantees for their safety and rights as citizens. With your support, I will continue to raise this issue in Brussels and beyond to stop the genocide against the Rohingya. This House is one of the key institutions standing up for human rights worldwide. Yesterday, we awarded the 2017 Sakharov Prize for Freedom of Thought to Venezuela's democratic opposition. And I'm very proud to say all that is left to convey is my warmest wishes for Christmas and holiday season and 2018 that brings health, joy and success to the many and not the few. Goodbye, until next year.